Hi students, welcome back to my channel. What do you see here? You see a tower, and on the opposite side of the tower someone is standing, right? Who is it? Oh, it's Mr. Trump. He's looking at the top of the tower. Probably he's estimating the height of the tower. But how can he estimate the height of the tower? Do you think it is possible? If at all possible, what information does Mr. Trump need so that he might know the height of the tower? And which formula do you think he needs to apply to find its height? Let us see whether we can draw a geometric figure by using the available points in this situation. Here, the first point is the point where Mr. Trump is standing. Let's call it C, point C. And the second point is the point at the top of the tower. Let's call it A. And finally, the point at the bottom of the tower is the point of B. So we have 3 points. We can join them. Let's join all the 3 points. What figure do you see now? Oh, we see a triangle. What type of triangle is it? This is a right triangle because one of its angles is 90 degrees. In my previous lesson, I explained to you that a right triangle has 3 sides. You remember the names of the 3 sides of a right triangle or right angled triangle? Try to recall. You have a base or the adjacent. The adjacent or the base lies along the reference angle. You have the opposite side. In this case, the opposite side is side opposite to the reference angle or the point where Mr. Trump is standing. So what lies opposite to the point where Trump is standing? You have the tower. So that is called the opposite side or the perpendicular. That is also called the perpendicular. And the side opposite to the right angle or the side opposite to the 90-degree angle is called the hypotenuse, right? Mr. Trump doesn't know the height of the tower. Now, the question is, are there any formulae or principles in mathematics that can help us find the height of this tower? Yes, there are. They are called trigonometric ratios. These are the 6 trigonometric ratios. Do they look strange to you? Are you ever scared of these ratios? Nothing to worry at all. Just keep watching this video. I will make them as simple as additions, subtractions, and multiplications. I will also tell you a shortcut technique to remember all the trigonometric ratios. After you finish the series of my videos, my video lessons, you will become perfect in trigonometry, tested in SAT, ACT, CAT, or any other competitive exam or any other entrance exam. Okay, keep watching. By now, you know that trigonometric ratios are useful to find heights, the measures of heights and distances. Also, you know other types of triangles. Okay. Moreover, to find heights or distances by using trigonometric ratios, you need 2 pieces of information. The first one is you need at least the measure or the value of one of the three sides of the right angle triangle. Okay, it could be the length of the adjacent, the length of the opposite side, or the length of the hypotenuse. Also, you need to know the measure of one of the remaining two angles. I mean, you already know that in a right triangle, one of the angles is 90 degrees. But that information is not enough. You must also know the measure of one of the two remaining angles. So these two are essential. The measure of one of the sides and the measure of one of the remaining two angles of the right triangle. Without the information of these two things, you can't use trigonometric ratios. Let's go on. In our example, to find the height of the tower, we need the same information. Now, let us say Mr. Trump is standing just 60 meters away from the bottom of the tower. It means the length of the adjacent is 60 meters. Okay. Now, let the angle BCA be 60 degrees. With this information, you need to find the height of the tower. Since we don't know the height, let it be x. At this moment, you need to note an important concept, that is, trigonometry relates, or trigonometry shows the relation between the angles of a right triangle and its sides. As per the trigonometric ratio, an angle of a right triangle, let it be theta or theta, is always equal to the ratio of two of its sides. This ratio is nothing but the ratio of the unknown side and the known side. So in this case, theta is 60 degrees and this 60 degrees or this angle is equal to the unknown side, that is x, which is the opposite of theta, over the adjacent, whose measure is 60 meters. I repeat, how do you write the ratio of the two sides? You write the ratio of the two sides as the measure of the unknown side over the measure of the known side. In this case, the measure of the unknown side is x and the measure of the known side is 60. And this is called, in terms of trigonometric ratio, it is called opposite over adjacent. This is the trigonometric ratio. Now compare this ratio with the given 6 trigonometric ratios. Here, this ratio matches with the third ratio, that is tan theta. What is theta here? Theta is just the angle where Mr. Trump is standing, that is 60 degrees, right? So tan theta or tan 60 degrees is equal to opposite over adjacent, or tan 60 is equal to x over 60. When you simplify this, you get x is equal to 60 times tan 60, right? Now you need to multiply the value of tan 60 by 60 to find the height of the tower. There are two ways to find the value of tan 60. One, you need to learn the trigonometric table. Two, you could use a scientific calculator. Okay, in SAT and PSAT, you are allowed to use a scientific calculator, right? And what is the value of tan 60? Tan 60 is equal to root 3. Okay, in my next video I'll give you the table of the trigonometric table, and I will tell you the shortcut technique how to easily remember the trigonometric table. So how much do you get when you multiply 60 by root 3? You get 103.92. Therefore, the height of the tower is approximately 104 meters. This is how you use trigonometric ratios to measure heights and distances. Now, let us do one more example. Suppose Mr. Trump wants to tie a rope directly from the point where he is standing to the top of the tower. How big a rope does it take? Here, the length of the rope is just the measure or the length of the hypotenuse, right? Since you don't know the measure of the hypotenuse, you just assume it to be x. Now you need to write the ratio of the sides. Okay, so you know trigonometry studies the relations between the angles and the sides of a right angled triangle or a right triangle, right? So here theta, that is 60 degrees, is equal to the unknown side over the known side. What is the unknown side here? Hypotenuse. The known side is adjacent. So how do you write the ratio? Hypotenuse over adjacent. Compare this ratio with these given 6 trigonometric ratios. This ratio of hypotenuse over adjacent matches with the secant theta. So how do you read this? This should be read as secant theta, and here theta is equal to 60 degrees. So you need to find the value of secant theta. You can use your scientific calculator or the trigonometry table to find the value of secant 60 degrees. Okay, so as for the chart, the secant 60 degrees is equal to 2. So x over 60 is equal to 2. Hence x equals, here x equals the hypotenuse. So x or hypotenuse equals 2 times 60, that is 120 meters. So how big is the row? It is 120 meters. Let us do the third example now. Suppose you know that the height of the tower is 104 meters and theta equals 60 degrees. Now you need to find the distance between the bottom of the tower and the point where Mr. Trump is standing. Okay? This distance is nothing but the adjacent or the base of the triangle, the right triangle. Thus, in this case, the unknown side is the adjacent. We assume the adjacent to be x. We write the ratio of the sides as theta equals unknown over known. Why do we always write the equation as theta equals unknown over the known side? It is because trigonometry shows the relation between the angle of the right triangle and its sides. In this case, the ratio is adjacent over opposite side. Which trigonometric ratio matches with this ratio? It matches with the cotangent theta or cot theta. Here theta equals 60 degrees. And what is the value of cot 60? Cot 60 degrees equals 1 over root 3. Hence, x over 104 equals 1 over root 3. We simplify this equation this way. Root 3x equals 104 or x equals 104 over root 3. Make sure that you remember the values of root 2 and root 3. Root 2 equals 1.414 and root 3 equals 1.732. Okay, this is very useful. This information is very useful. So when you divide 104 by 1.732, how much do you get? You get 60. Hence, the distance between the bottom of the tower to the point where Mr. Trump is standing is 60 meters. Okay? In my next session, I will tell you some shortcut techniques as to how to remember those 6 trigonometric ratios and how to remember the trigonometric table. Okay?